Get ready to strap in, everyone, because today we're embarking on a really unprecedented cosmic journey. We're diving headfirst into Magic, the Gathering Edge of Eternities.
Yeah.
And this isn't just another set, it's a truly significant, really ambitious narrative departure for the game. I mean, it's marking its very first full-fledged space opera set, venturing into this previously unexplored and frankly kind of mind-bending corner of the multiverse.
Mhm.
So our mission today is basically to cut through the intricate lore of Edge of Eternities. We're pulling out the most important nuggets of knowledge, the key insights from the sources you've shared with us, basically offering you a shortcut to being really well informed on this new cosmic frontier.
Right.
Expect some surprising facts and pretty deep philosophical conflicts too. We're going to give you a profound understanding, hopefully without the information overload.
And it's really crucial to grasp that this isn't simply a new backdrop for Magic. It's not just scenery. This is a profound thematic shift. Deliberately expanding its narrative horizons way beyond the traditional high fantasy we've mostly seen. And this genre pivot, it directly influences everything from game mechanics themselves to the breathtaking art. It's a complete reimagining, sort of what Magic can be.
Okay, right. So to really get a handle on this new frontier, let's unpack this. Our journey kicks off in the Cythera system. It's described as distant, enigmatic, and absolutely teeming with unique life, uncharted planets, potent artifacts, too, whose origins are pretty mysterious. But it's not just scenery, like you said. It's a battleground.
Exactly. And what's truly foundational here, right at the heart of the Cythera system's existence, is this eternal conflict between entropy and expansion. Think of entropy as like the cosmic pull towards decay, collapse, the inevitable void, all personified by the supervoid at its center. And then the stark opposition is expansion, which embodies growth, new life, and even the ambition to reignite dying stars. This isn't just some abstract idea. It's a cosmic principle shaping, well, everything in Cythera.
And you really see this cosmic tug-of-war playing out through its inhabitants, don't you? We're talking about, desperate alien civilizations trying to find homes, opportunistic corporations, freelancers trying to exploit the chaos. And then there's this interstellar bureaucracy just desperately trying to keep some kind of order.
Yeah, a real melting pot.
This mix of agendas isn't just flavor, it's the engine of conflict here. It shows how that big entropy versus expansion struggle plays out in everyone's sort of daily grind. And the main narrative thread actually follows this unlikely crew, a real disparate group of individuals. Sometimes they're even adversaries, but they find their fates all tangled up, manipulated by some mysterious, powerful artifact. Their journey is kind of the lens through which we experience a lot of this cosmic struggle.
Right, we see it through their eyes.
Okay, now let's talk about the real gravitational heart of this system. Soukara, the supervoid. This isn't just any black hole. It's the supermassive black hole at the system's core. And its immense gravity, it says, it literally and figuratively warps the entire system around it. It's almost a character itself.
Absolutely. It's pivotal, a source of unique, reality-bending magic. Take the monoist faction, for instance. They have this distinct reverence for supervoids. They actually believe they're doorways into the next eternity.
Wow, okay.
So their faith compels them to actively try and accelerate the formation of these supervoids, including Cythera itself. And this influence, it's even shown visually through the Singularity Foil card treatment on the Cythera the Supervoid card. Imagine the card itself looking like it's being pulled into the black hole, so much that the actual rules text seems to be getting consumed by it. It's a brilliant way to show its power.
That's clever. And the physics of this place are just as wild. The pinnacle organization, the bureaucracy, they understand the universe's shape as like ring-like and toroid or annular. They call this the common agreement.
Yeah, this annular ring-shaped universe model isn't just a quirky detail. It sets up the physical limits of their known cosmos. And it's bounded by two extreme phenomena. First, you've got the chaos wall. Think of it like the ultimate cosmic barrier, described as a hard border of howling recombinant particles. It's not just a physical limit, it's where matter, space, and time start to unravel and just disappear.
Yikes.
FTL travel within pinnacle space actually means piercing it. And ancient Drix myths, they describe the layers beyond as hellish places full of ancient beasts and devils.
Okay, so that's one edge. What's the other?
The quiet wall. That's the opposite edge. It's where celestial bodies redshift, signifying cosmic expansion. It represents the slow, quiet death of entropy, but it just defies observation because it's so vast, expanding faster than we can see.
Right. And the Cythera system is parked right between these two extremes. Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. That description of the Chaos Wall, the one FTL travel pierces, it connects directly to the Eldrazi, right? Their known existence within the blind eternities, the space between planes. And finding residual Eldrazi contamination beyond it suggests the Eldrazi might originate from, or even live in, this like space beyond the known multiverse. This completely redefines them. They're not just plain-bound horrors, they're cosmic entities that can cross boundaries we didn't even know existed.
Exactly. And building on that, we have the Weft, or sometimes called the Eternities. It's a term from Trick's culture. It refers to parallel lamellae, like layers, behind that chaos wall. Now, the Drix species, they have this incredible innate ability called weft walking.
Weft walking.
Yeah, imagine being able to just fold space and time, basically jumping from one point to another instantly, way faster than any ship.
Whoa.
Other species, they have to use eternity columns as waypoints and special ferry ships with eternity drives. These basically mimic the Drix seam rippers to slip into the weft.
It sounds a lot like planeswalking, doesn't it? Maybe the Weft is a localized region within the bigger blind eternities or right next to it.
It certainly feels connected.
And what really seals the deal is that the planeswalker Tezzeret, he was somehow ejected from the blind eternities and bam, found himself right here in the edge. That indicates a direct, though still pretty mysterious, link.
Definitely a connection there.
So we've got the physical boundaries, the cosmic principles, but how do these huge forces actually, show up in the daily lives and conflicts? That's where the factions come in. Each one seems to embody a different piece of that entropy versus expansion struggle.
I'll give it a face.
First up, the Sunstar Free Company. They're clearly team expansion. An order of knights, the favored regiment of the Summist Faith, that's the Celestial Paladinate. Their mission, defend the Dawnsire, this colossal vessel meant to reignite the southern supervoid.
Right, fighting entropy directly.
Then on the flip side, representing entropy, you have the Monorists, or the Monasteriate. They see supervoids not as dangers, but as doorways into the next eternity. They actively try to accelerate their formation using these little beads called Sakars, even using them on themselves.
Which leads us to the Summists, the Celestial Palatinate again. They're the direct opposite of the Monoists. A holy empire, all about growth and creation. But here's the twist. Their power is secretly founded on the Asteli.
Asteli.
Living mana, basically the remains of stars that collapsed into supervoids, which the Summists then harness for new life, a kind of cosmic recycling.
Interesting contradiction there. Okay, then there's Pinnacle, the big interstellar bureaucracy, trying to maintain order, running the FTL network. But their understanding of the edge seems limited. They rely heavily on old Drix tech.
Yeah, they're sort of managing the surface level.
Which brings us to the Drix. Ancient, solitary, they were around way before Pinnacle. Their innate weft walking comes from this hidden artifact, the fabric of all being, which supposedly contains the fates of all things.
And crucially, they are devoted Eldrazi hunters.
Right, granted authority to deal with extraversal ejecta, which mostly means leftover Eldrazi contamination from that ancient Fomori Eldrazi war.
A long, long memory of fighting these things.
And beyond these big players, there's a whole ecosystem. The Ilvoi, these graceful, gelatinous cloud sculptors at their Uthros Combined Research Outpost, literally shaping nebulae.
Amazing visual.
You've got the squat, tusk-toothed Kav. Their homeworld, Kavaron, was strip-mined. A real sad story about resource conflict.
Yeah, a consequence of expansion, maybe.
Then the chitinous four-legged Eumidians, whose borderless viewport lands show the world from their low perspective. And finally, the sentient Meccans. They serve in various roles, but are noted as being vulnerable to this hunger out of space. A chilling detail.
Yeah, that hunger sounds ominous. We'll probably come back to that.
Definitely. So driving this whole grand narrative is a really compelling cast of characters. Their personal stories get all tangled up in these cosmic struggles. First, the infamous Planeswalker, Tezzeret, ejected from the Blind Eternities, now setting up a criminal consortium in the Edge. Typical Tezzeret, right?
Well, yes and no. What's really fascinating here, the sources suggest his ambition is far grander and, frankly, much more desperate than just building a crime ring. Remember, he served under Bolas, then the Phyrexians. His ultimate goal now seems to be transcending the multiverse entirely. To break through it, find somewhere he's nobody's puppet.
Wow.
By harnessing the entire system, not just a part of it, the whole thing. It's incredibly ambitious, maybe even impossible.
Okay, that is desperate. Then there's Sammy. She's the plucky young captain of the Siriema, a freelancer, a wildcat. Her loyal and now apparently last crewmate is Tenok, a gentle, giant Cav pilot, dishonorably discharged, ironically, for saving lives.
The classic setup.
Their current mission involves a dangerous trip down to Caveron to find a hidden stasis cask to contain a strange egg. That just screams trouble.
Yeah, eggs in space are never good news.
Representing the Sunstar Free Company, we have Halia, described as a bright and eager squire, and her retainer, Servandum, a high-ranking knight. They really embody that mission to reignite the Southern Supervoid aboard the Dawnspire.
The hopeful side of the conflict. Then, from the Manius perspective, we meet Al-Faral. He's a young acolyte, tormented by dreams after his sister embraced eternity in the Supervoid. His faith is clearly shaky. And Juifit, a monoist surgeon, driven by personal tragedy trying to rescue her wife from some gravitational anomaly in the Supervoid. She's doing perilous experiments on acolytes to find a way.
Yes.
These characters really underscore the huge personal costs and, frankly, the ethical nightmares within the monoist beliefs.
Yeah.
It shows that even the bad guys have complex human or alien motivations.
Definitely adds depth, and the Drix characters bring home that endless Eldrazi threat. There's Axavar, a formerly unmatched Eldrazi hunter, just weary of the ceaseless hunt.
Understandable.
And Gon, another Drix Weft hunter, investigating a wound in the weft that apparently stank of Eldrazi corruption. Their stories just highlight the personal toll of fighting this seemingly endless cosmic war.
A generational burden for the Drix.
And finally, there's Amenon, a disgraced Ilvoy researcher, allied with Tezzeret now, trying to solve the mystery of Uthros, which hints at Tezzeret's growing, maybe desperate, network.
Pulling strings everywhere.
So this system is also home to some incredibly powerful artifacts, each making a big impact. There's the Fabric of All Being, ancient Drix artifact, hidden on a Drix beam world, supposedly contains the fates of all things. It's key to their weft walking and their Eldrazi hunting.
Then there's the Endstone, a legendary artifact with a really chilling ability, influencing fate and choice. It can apparently find our worst choices and force them on us. It can even find a weapon to hurt us.
That's disturbing.
It's more than just a powerful item and throws a huge wrench into the whole idea of free will in the multiverse. Imagine knowing your worst choice is guaranteed. How does that change what heroism or villainy even means for these characters?
Yeah, heavy stuff. We also hear about the Eternity Elevator. It's described as a mysterious, unnatural spacecraft. Endless, smooth white arcs. Impervious, self-resealing walls, hints at incredibly advanced tech, maybe alien origins, totally outside the known factions.
Very enigmatic.
Yeah.
And we can't forget the sea cars. Those small, powerful beads the monoists use to accelerate and create supervoids. They're absolutely central to their zealous faith. Almost like a dark mirror to how planeswalkers use mana not to build, but to deliberately speed up entropy.
Okay, so how does all this amazing lore translate into the game itself? Apparently, the new mechanics are really tied into the narrative, gameplay telling a story.
Which is always great to see.
So, warp. It isn't just the keyword. It represents that faster-than-expected space travel, lets creatures warp in unannounced, gives you that feeling of surprise, rapid deployment right on the battlefield.
Like something just appeared out of nowhere.
Exactly. Then void is its narrative echo. It gives you benefits if warp was used, or if a non-land permanent left the battlefield that turn. Signifies the lingering impact of those disruptive actions, that sort of cosmic wake left behind.
A neat connection.
Station is an activated ability. You tap creatures to put charge counters on spacecraft and planets. Directly evokes that effort of refueling, repairing, maybe even terraforming those massive cosmic bodies. Makes them feel substantial.
Right, interacting with the environment.
And the new lander tokens, they're artifact tokens that help with planetfall and exploration, represents the logistical side of deep space colonization, brings that grand scale right down to your game plan.
Makes sense for a space set.
Okay, let's talk Eldrazi. You might think you know the Eldrazi, but this deep dive reveals they are an enduring, insidious, and maybe evolving threat. It challenges everything we thought we knew.
They cast a long shadow here.
Remember, the Drix have this millennial-old history with them, going back to the Fomori Eldrazi War. They allied with the Fomori before the Fomori just vanished.
And the evidence of the Eldrazi continues. We see residual Eldrazi contamination, that wound in the weft. Gon was investigating that stank of Eldrazi corruption. The threat is definitely not gone. It might even be changing.
Which raises an important question. It's pretty unsettling to learn the Monaists are doing research on an Eldrazi Titan corpse. with speculation that even a dead Titan's body can influence the mutation of other beings into Eldrazi.
Yeah, that's deeply disturbing.
There's even mention of a jellyfish species that might be fully influenced by this dead Titan.
And this new Eldrazi brood.
Yeah.
The theory is that it may actually have traits from all three known Eldrazi Titans: Ulamog, Kozilek, and Emrakul.
Wait, all three?
That's the speculation.
Yeah.
If true, this isn't just a bigger Eldrazi, it's a terrifying escalation. Imagine combining Ulamog's destruction, Kozilek's mind-bending, and Emrakul's reality warping. What could possibly stand against that? Does this signal some new, ultimate threat to the entire multiverse? It's a chilling possibility.
Absolutely chilling. And then there's that mysterious hunger out of space that whirls and feeds on various factions, but weirdly does not feed on monoists.
Oh.
Hints at some unique immunity, or maybe something worse, a symbiosis.
Yeah, that's another really strange wrinkle. And we also encounter the Sliver Weftwinder, described as an apex being found near the Chaos Wall, capable of hollowing the Weft. While it's not explicitly called Eldrazi, its theme of cosmic destruction definitely complicates the picture. Suggests maybe a whole broader tapestry of cosmic horrors out there beyond just the Eldrazi we know.
Wow. Okay, so beyond the stories and mechanics, the art in Edge of Eternities really drives the narrative home too. The visuals tell their own powerful stories.
Oh, definitely. The art direction seems key here.
You see it in that singularity foil effect on the Severa, the Super Void card we mentioned.
Yeah.
Visually consuming the rules text, bringing the lore right into your hand.
Very effective.
The borderless stellar sites lands and borderless viewport lands show these incredible cosmic landscapes from different viewpoints, really immerses you in the sheer scale of the Severa system.
Gives you that sense of wonder and maybe dread.
There are borderless surreal space cards with this really trippy mind-warping style, depicting those reality-bending effects we talked about. Captures the weird physics of the edge.
Perfect for the setting.
And the out-of-this-world Japan showcase cards, they don't just look cool, they reimagine 10 cards in a classic science fantasy manga anime style. A really fresh visual take.
Bridges cultures and genres, yeah.
And finally, the borderless triumphant cards. They frame the key heroes and villains against Severa's moons, emphasizing their grandeur and impact on this cosmic stage. Visually cements their importance.
Ties it all together nicely.
So we've taken a pretty comprehensive deep dive into magic, the gathering edge of Eternities. It's definitely a bold and I think truly successful foray into space opera for Magic. It's this dynamic stage where entropy and expansion are constantly clashing, driving everything.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating here is how deeply integrated everything is. The complex new cosmology, that persistent, evolving Eldrazi threat, and how the characters, the factions, the artifacts, they're all intricately tied into this huge cosmic struggle. Every piece really informs the other. It's very cohesive.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener?
Well, it means Magic's multiverse is far vaster, far more complex than maybe any of us ever imagined. It's constantly redefining its own boundaries and the fundamental forces playing out within it.
Keeps us guessing.
Absolutely. Which leaves us with maybe a final thought to mull over. In a universe where black holes might be gateways to a next eternity and ancient horrors can potentially be revived from the corpses of dead titans, what fundamental truths can we actually rely on? And maybe more importantly, how much of our destiny is truly our own when things like the Endstone exist?
Heavy questions to ponder.
Indeed.
Whoa.
Well, thank you for joining us on this cosmic journey today. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and never stop being curious. We'll see you on the next deep dive.